another vehicle, it's a diesel, went to a diesel engine specialist. He is looking for this diesel. I forget which car it is. It's the one the fireman had though. So he's looking.
That big one, that big excursion.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, we advertise them, and the thing is, I would like to get you to understand is often the people in the departments, they know where to go to offload these vehicles, right? So let me go back to the fire and the EMS. These vehicles can't even be moved by the average person, right? You need special equipment to come pick these vehicles up. And if you went over to Fire Station 2, you'll see there is no room over there. You get calls all the time. Hey man, why are all these scrap vehicles sitting on the lot over there? The employees don't really have a place to park. Right? Okay. So we need to move this stuff out of the way.
Right. So let me make sure I keep it clear. In the future, I would like to see if there is a standard practice by which we advertise. That's it. We want to get rid of these things, and I wanted to get rid of them for a while. So that's why they're on the agenda today, and they're going to be moved out of this committee and obviously onto the main agenda for a vote to displace the.
Put them online, put them in the paper. It will be helpful, council. If council takes it, and if you know somebody could use this stuff, please, by all means, we're trying to get rid of it.
Right. Well, just to be clear, council, I'm going to only speak for Councilman Austin. I'm not interested in any of that stuff. I'm interested in making sure we got a process in place by which the public can receive public notice and take these things off our hands. And just so we do it, whether it's free on the internet, post on somebody's Facebook, whatever, and we'll just keep it moving. No pressure, Mayor King. Just make sure we square away for the future. That's all I'm asking.
We're on the same page. Thank you.
Okay, great. So again, with these items, Councilor Smith, anybody else have any comments and or concerns?
Yes, I would like to know the last bit of goods that we scrapped. Do we have documentation and how much did we get from them? Somebody please send that to me.
What's the question again? I'm sorry.
She asked, what if any documentation do we have to reflect the last batch of vehicles that we were able to displace?
Okay, I'll get that.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for the finance director.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Councilor Smith?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, great. So again, we're going to move this item out of this committee and onto the agenda so that our areas where our employees would like to operate and function properly within a great workspace can actually take place. So thank you very much for your support. And let's move this, Madam Clerk. We're going to move this out of this committee and onto the agenda. Okay, great. So back to the agenda. As you can see, Mr. Mayor, if you would be so kind as to share with us some of the repairs and upgrade going on in the city buildings as of right now.
Thank you, Councilman Austin. Let's start off with the Fire Station 1, which is here at City Hall. And I'm glad that this is in your committee because you know the stories of this old house. So they were doing rehab they're not in the main bathroom now, they're in the deputy's bathroom over there. And someone hit the wire for the electrical. Shut the electrical out in the whole building. So now they had to run extension cords. So we had to bring in an emergency electrician who does a lot of our electrical work around here to kind of sort that out. So now they're back over there trying to finish up the last bathroom over at Firehouse 1. And after we get done with that, we want to do an assessment, see how well it went, what worked, what didn't work, and then look to move over to Firehouse 2 to start rehab over there. As we've talked about before, we have to bring dispatch back into the city. So back November, December, we were kind of at a faster pace, moving that along. Then we went into the most recent months where we had the financial issues with the appropriation. So we kind of had to slow it down, but we're back up and running. We are still slated to go live May 1st with the dispatch. So we had the police over here today. Rehab is coming along over there. If any counselor would like to see it, we can take you back to show you what that dispatch center is looking like. Matter of fact, I swore in 4 people for dispatch earlier today.
Great.
So that's moving along. We did get Johnson Controls out to City Hall. We got them back out to look at council's door. So I'm waiting on the quote for your door and for the key fob to go on the door to get into council's office. So we're going to try to squeeze that ahead of the police doors that should be ordered now. These things take, I think she said 6 to 8 weeks for the metal doors to be made. And then it takes a couple weeks just for them to get the fob and the swipe thing. So we're still a couple weeks out before you can get that put on. And I got to get a quote and then get the PO to them. So now, of course, the judge would like, yeah.
That's okay. Let's go.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Everyone should get a little something. Everyone should get something. So that's where that's at. We still have other things in mind. I still need to circle back to you once I get the final numbers for the courtroom / council chambers.
Right.
We're still working on the judges' new equipment, bench. I forgot what they call the judge's right-hand person that sits there, and bailiff and the witness stand. I'm still waiting on the quote for that stuff to kind of rearrange that. The audio-visual quote has been done. It hasn't been scheduled to bring in the AV equipment, but that is coming as well. So we're moving along, Councilman Austin. It's slow, but surely.
Amen.
Right. So that's City Hall. Belinda, did I get anything? Did I miss anything? Belinda says I got it all.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And I would tell you, Mayor King, that these updates are very important for the people. So they'll know that the items over at City Hall are not just sitting dormant and or in disrepair. There is actually a plan in place and is being worked, and some of the things take time and additional effort. So thank you very much for the update. I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, the seasonal service department updates. I talked to Mr. Marshall today. Councilwoman Gowdy started the initiative to discuss how we're gonna do a cleanup that affects all 3 wards within the city of East Cleveland. I've made mention to the administration, who has been in phenomenal support. I talked to Mr. Marshall today in great detail about myself and him taking a ride on Monday through each of the 3 wards to determine the best location or the area that need the most effort to get cleaned up, so we can have an official plan and not just say we're going to clean up on this day and be ready. So some of the recommendations that he provided me today were about consolidation. If there is a block club, which we should work through the block clubs to get to a place where we accept their recommendation as to where they would like to have their efforts leveraged, where they would like to have a dumpster placed, and what items they should be prepared to displace for this particular cleanup. Mr. Marshall advised me that if they select like maybe 1 out of 3 or 4 streets to have all of the debris, which is primarily branches, garbage bags, and smaller items like tires that can be displaced. And after the weekend is over, the service department will go to each of those designated turn-in points and clean those turn-in points. When I say clean the turn-in points, I'm talking about recover the tires, recover the trash bags, and recover the branches. As far as couches, excuse me, chairs, and those large cloth items, obviously there is a health issue where our city employees don't want to take home things that are hazardous to their health. So once they are designated, there's a location, whether it's an address or a open field, those items will be recovered using service department machinery. Keeping in mind that, the items must be placed in an area where the service department can get to them without having to go in somebody's backyard, going to house. They will be consolidated at a specific location if you want the city's assistance in displacing your larger item. This is just a brief number one. We will have more discussion about how we move forward in our plan once it is solidified. Again, myself and the service director will be going out on Monday to check certain areas where there has been some dumping and or a good area for consolidation throughout all 3 wards to make sure that we have done our due diligence. And if we only have limited resources, those resources can be maximized by putting forth the effort and aligning the refuse, if you will, in the right location and making it easy for our service department to manage. Any questions and or concerns? Keeping in mind that on Monday is when I have a little bit more information. Some of your questions, Councilor
Thank
Smith.
you.
Councilor Smith.
I have no questions at this time.
Great. Councilor Gowdy.
Yeah, I want to thank you and looking forward to working with you.
Amen. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, well, like I said,
Councilman
again,
Austin?
yes,
I
Mr. King.
just wanted to remind you that we'll be on Belvoir this Saturday from 8:30, 3:30.
Yes, sir. I'll be out there to see how I can support and leverage what we have.
Excellent.
Again, please be prepared for Saturday's cleanup from 8:30 to 3:30 on Belvoir. It's right off Euclid. You can't miss it. And let's do some stuff together. And let's practice as a council, helping us manage the things that we can manage in our city, physically getting out there and helping out. Thank you, Mayor King, for the reminder.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, wow. The General Services Administration update. Wow. There are so many things that are going on right now. And eventually I do want to talk about the renaissance of East Cleveland and how we continue to encourage our residents to get out there and take care of the business, whether it's cleaning up in front of your door, helping a neighbor, sharing in the grass cutting of a vacant lot. These are things that the General Services Administration Committee would like to see more of as we move forward in support of our service department and as well as supporting our own infrastructure, because these things build up quickly. I got a plan to go over to Northfield with my little itty bitty shovel, which I used a couple of years ago to clear a drain again, because I see it's, just the debris just kind of fills up there, and we're gonna try to stay on top of those small things. So pick an area in the city which you're interested in and keep it clean, regardless of who dirty it or how the debris gathers there. Pick an area and be committed. And that's what I'm gonna start doing myself. If you go by Page and Euclid, respectfully, the city haven't cleaned that for us in a while, but somehow it keeps on getting clean because the residents have been showing up to assist in keeping that thing clean, as well as the Windermere Renaissance Board and the Good Neighbor Ambassador Program. I want to make sure we give those guys credit for stepping up and being, mostly consistent. We can't get like a certain day. They have to come when they come, and we have to be ready for them and do our part along the way. Councilor Smith, you have any other specific issues as to things that we can do in preparation, not only for our cleanup, but for a great summer season?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Now, just keep in mind that slow progress is better than no progress.
Amen.
Like you said, just encouraging the people to encouraging the people to serve their own health, interests, rights, and needs. You look outside, you see a piece of paper, pick up a piece of paper. Don't just depend on the power structure to do something that you can do. And as far as us go, we have to be held accountable. We have to hold ourselves accountable and be held accountable from the people. Keep working for the people, for the health, interests, rights, and needs of the people. I look forward to seeing the people Saturday as we get out there and put our words into action and attempt to help the people of Belvoir as much as we can. With that being said, I just want to thank every resident who took time out to join us tonight, the General Services meeting. Look forward to serving you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Gowdy, you have any general services updates or things you want to tell the people about how we can do our part to help our city throughout the summer?
You really summed it up, but I am looking forward to everybody to come out on the 8th of May to come out and clean up, and then on the 4th to come out and help clean up, because our city needs to be clean. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. This is the point where the public can talk about anything they have of concern. Remarks from the public. It says we're limited to 2 minutes. If you could be so kind, we would really appreciate it. We have any remarks from our public at this point? Okay, hearing none.
I got one question.
Okay,
What year was Shaw Avenue repaved?
Mayor King, can you advise? We've done some not too distant paving, but go ahead, Mayor King. You have any notes as to was
Thank
that
you.
a section or the entire Shaw Avenue?
Thank you, Councilman Austin. So that I'm clear on what you're asking me, Councilman Austin. You're asking me about Shaw.
I think that was Mr. Irby asked the question as to what year the Shaw Avenue was paved.
What I can speak of is what I've known since I've been an elected official. So we'd have to go back, I want to say to 14, and I believe 14 from the bridge coming out of Cleveland to Hayden, Shaw was done. And don't quote me, but I think that was the sewer district that did that. Then the sewer district did from Elderwood to the bridge where the post office is at, right? The city has paid for, since I've been mayor, we've paid for just the piece where Manhattan is, the piece where you come down Euclid, because we pitched in some money to do that. Now, the gist behind where we're at with the legislation that you guys have been looking at over the last couple of weeks is the Cleveland Browns are redoing Shaw Stadium. And you know how awesome it would be to have the band coming from the school, marching down Shaw, coldest band in the States, right? High school band coming down Shaw, no potholes, no bumps, into a brand new stadium on a brand new resurfaced Shaw. Come on. I know y'all went to Shaw, y'all can feel what I'm talking about, because we did it all the time with the band, right? And you hear Belinda over there. So that's the push. And luckily, because of the relationships we built with the county and our county councilwoman, Cheryl Stevens, right? And our OHM consultants, we're getting the Shaw from Hayden to Allegheny done. So I had to thank you, Councilman Austin, because you single-handedly was like, no, we want it all, bring it back. So we brought it back, right? And thank you, Councilman Smith, for co-sponsoring it. But this will mean, oh man, come on. We've been in a Shaw class all reunion, because we Shaw High Cardinals. We know what it's gonna mean to the people when they come and they see Shaw done and a new stadium. Oh, it's gonna be up.
Well, let me share one note with you, Mayor King, on the Shaw topic. I got a call today from the superintendent's office asking me if I could meet with him on Monday to discuss this. And just I believe that it may be a gesture of, gratitude and just visioning. And that visioning that you presented just now was very helpful. And I think that as a council, we can all see that this is for our young folks, respectively our children, our future. And I've always been able to see that. For the right reason, you have to take a little bit of sunlight on you. I'm not gonna say pain. I'm just gonna say a little bit of sunlight on you. So this is one of the council's many opportunities to take the sunlight on behalf of the people and especially the children, so that they can be proud when another team rolls up in their little buses saying, yeah, look at this, you come into a place that cares.
Yes.
So, yeah, and like I say, I'll let you know how the meeting with the superintendent goes after Monday. So yeah, there's some things that the council does on a regular basis that, the people may not have opportunity to hear about. So this is just one of those things that, we do as a council all over the place with so many different agencies that, the people need to start hearing about. So thank you very much, Mayor King, for putting me in a position where I should make that comment to let the people know that, yes, we are working
Absolutely.
together with the school department, with our, school system, to the best interest of our children. And we are working together in a way to let it be known that we care. That's the mayor's office, the council office, as well as the school board. So it's working in our city.
It is. And as we've stated over and over again, given the city's limited resources and the money we get to resurface, we have to look for partners like this. And we have to sometimes do streets in sections, which is why Shaw has been done in sections over the last 4 or 5 years.
Great. Mr. Irby, does that answer your question? Mr. Irby, was that an answer to your question? And if you want a specific date or section, I'm sure that the administration could actually get you that additional information if necessary.
No,
Yes.
I'm quite proud with it. I'm glad he's still showing Cardinal pride, and it's for the kids to make sure that they can get to and from with a safe journey back and forth. That's all. I just want to make sure that he understands about our kids.
Amen. Yeah. Any other residents want to have a comment and or express a concern?
I'd like to say something. I'm a former resident.
Okay.
This is Reverend Pinckney Butts. I wanted to just first of all tell you all how blessed I was today to see you all in representation to speak regarding House Bill 22 in Columbus today, and you all did a fantastic job. And I hope you keep up the good work. And I'm gonna keep helping you all as much as I can, and just keep looking out, keep looking up, and know that you're in my prayers.
Amen. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Any other comments? Okay. Councilor Mayor King, you have any other comments?
No, I'd like to thank you for the meeting tonight. Thanks everybody who attended. And as always, if any other questions or concerns, don't hesitate to call me. Thank you, Councilman. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Great. Thank you, Mayor
Councilman
King.
Smith.
Councilor Smith.
Thank you again. Just want to really just thank the people who joined us tonight, who took the time out to join us tonight. And of course, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you to my colleagues and everyone on the administration.
Great.
Have a
Mr. Smith,
blessing.
you might want to mention about your meeting next week at 6:30 on Tuesday.
Absolutely. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next Tuesday is the Personnel and Appointments meeting. Next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. As I state, each and every meeting, every committee meeting is very, very important. Just as important as the regular council meeting. So please join us via this Zoom platform again next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Personnel and Appointments Committee meeting. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you and all you do. I had some laudatory comments about you this past couple of days. The people care about you and they appreciate what you do. I'm just giving you a high five. And they say you should admonish in private and you should publicly thank people that, should be appreciated and or, acknowledged. And today, a few folks talked to me about you and just in passing. So thank you very much. And, they appreciate what you do.
It's an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Counselor Gowdy, any comment?
Yes, I would like to say that I went to Columbus today and testified against House Bill 22. The police officers is trying to stop us from filming them with our phones and any kind of camera. But it was a successful journey there, and we hope that they don't pass that bill. And House Bill 109 also is just as bad as House Bill 22.
Okay, what is House Bill 109?
House Bill 109 is trying to stop us from protesting, trying to stop us from having freedom of speech.
Okay, well said. Thank you very much. And we do appreciate your presence going down to Columbus to truly represent us and our interests. High five to you in a debt of gratitude, because things that we have to fight for in the beginning, those that stand on the front line are critical, must do it. And we have to learn how to fight and when to fight. So you have indeed been a trailblazer on this issue, and I appreciate it personally.
Thank you.
So as we move forward, I just want to have a few comments just to say that, the things that we do right now are critical because we are on the cusp of a renaissance. That means that we're going to put this city back to a place where, we can obviously say it's been restored. So we've been through the worst part of the storm, and it's obvious because we're still here that we made it. I have to say that the best is indeed yet to come. We have to remain vigilant. We have to remain focused, and we have to keep the people left and right limits up front. What do the people want is what we have to ask ourselves as representatives of the people. So indeed, I feel like a representative of the people, and I often ask myself, what do the people want? What's best for the people? And if we all ask ourselves that regularly, we're gonna achieve the goal of the people, and that's why I came. So with that, I thank you all for coming out, and to the people, high five and the most high gesture of power to the people is what I send to you today. Subject to your question and or concern, this is gonna adjourn the General Services meeting, and the time is, oh wow, I don't have my watch on. Let me give me a second.
6:19.
6:19 p.m. The General Services Administration meeting is indeed adjourned. Thank you for coming out. Be blessed.